K.O. Let's Be Heroes is finally taking the world by storm. Seriously, if you haven't gotten to the show in fear of it being a knockoff of Steven Universe, or not living up to Steven Universe's standards, don't let any of that stop you. It's its own thing. That being said, it has a lot of charm, comedy, dynamic character interactions, and of course, action. Seriously, this show is an anime video game homage and a half. As someone who loves both, it definitely enhances my experience when watching the series. But if you're not into either of those things, you can understand and enjoy the show without knowledge of those subjects. Who doesn't love video game and anime though? Not to mention they greatly influenced Steven Universe, the most talked about series on this channel. How did you even end up on this video? This treat of a show has been officially on air for a little over a month, and has accumulated a catalog of 26 episodes already. That's due to Cartoon Network's new format they tend to do, in rotation with their shows. I'm not too big of a fan of it, but that's a conversation for AwestruckVox. Within those 26 episodes, we have become quite acquainted with such a large varied cast, including K.O., Enid, Rad, Gar, Carol, Lord Boxman, Daryl, Shannon, Raymond, a real Magic Skellington, Dendy, that one guy voiced by Kerberfer who looks like Pearl. You get the idea. There are a lot of characters. One of the more fascinating characters as of late is an antagonist named Professor Venomous, who hasn't made too many appearances in these 26 episodes, yet seems to hold a great role of importance. Well, that's under the assumption the show is being as obvious as possible, and he is the shadowy figure responsible for unleashing T.K.O. in the recent half-hour special of the same name. While fans have been making a strong case that Venomous is the shadowy figure, which let's face it, would be infinitely more shocking if he wasn't, they also have been pulling together as much clues as possible that lead to Venomous being Laserblast, a former hero of the assumably now defunct Point. Think of them as the Avengers of K.O, which K.O.'s mother Carol was a part of. Way to go, Carol! With all that being said, I want to give my own take on Venomous's origins, and ties to K.O. So if you haven't already binged the first 26 episodes of the show, then what are you doing? Pause this video, get caught up, and then jump right back in. Today on K.O discussion. What should we call the series? I kinda want something with knockout in the title. Before we dive into the rest of this video, I'd like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporter, Melody. You can check out her DeviantArt, which has great fan art of shows like Steven Universe and Bleach, or you can just follow her on Twitter for some dank memes. Either or would be really great, and it helps her out. And she greatly helps us out at the Roundtable. So it all works out. Links to her DeviantArt and Twitter in the description. Now back to our irregularly scheduled video. Welcome back to an K.O discussion on the Roundtable. I'm your host, AwestruckVox. I hope you're doing well today, and ready to put your thinking caps on. Long day at school? Too bad. We're going to push your brain a bit more farther. Now I want to make it abundantly clear, as I referenced in the intro, I'm not the first one to come to the possible conclusions presented in this video, although I did reach the resulting theory on my own merits. I'm just giving my own take on what's quickly developed into a popular idea. Any finite similarities are pure coincidence. Let's jump into our segment titled What, How, and Why, where we pose a question that will serve as a foundation for our theory. The star of this will be Professor Venomous. Shall we chat about this guy? Real interesting character, huh? He's easy on the eyes, a lovely shade of light purple, and slicked back hair. I joked about him being the series Toffee with Haley from Cartoon Universe a few weeks back, but that's actually looking pretty likely. Whoa. There's also no denying Venomous holds strong similarities to Orochimaru from popular manga and anime, Naruto. The snake qualities? Both are scientists who experiment on and for living organisms. Well, we haven't seen Venomous perform that yet, but it was revealed he is a bioengineer in the Boxman infomercial short, and if the implications are valid, have become heavily involved in assisting a protagonist shift into the dark side. If these really are homages to the fan favorite villain, then bravo ENJQ. They're subtle, yet apparent enough for any fan of both series to pick up on. In the episode T.K.O, our beloved protagonist K.O was approached by a shadowy figure, properly named Shadowy Figure. This elusive force accomplished a very dangerous task, manipulating K.O into unleashing his dark side, a transformative state and split personality known as Turbo K.O, or T.K.O for short. After T.K.O is let loose, Shadowy Figure disappears from the episode's narrative, only reappearing at the very end, vaguely insinuating that an event will occur soon, a malicious cackle punctuating his words. From what we can see of his appearance, his voice, and alignment among heroes and villains, it's not hard to connect the dots and assume that this shadowy figure is really Professor Venomous, assuming a secret identity. The mystery doesn't cease there, however. No. In the episode Know Your Mom, Carol's past affiliation with the superhero team Point was introduced to T.K.O and the audience. One of the members who was pictured in a photograph in that episode is Laserblast, a powerful hero before T.K.O's time. Flash forward 2 episodes to Face Your Fears, we catch a glimpse into history when going head to head with Mr. Guard's greatest fear. This includes Guard being taunted by a battle-damaged head of Laserblast. It was all your fault, Gar. And that's all we get, as shortly after, T.K.O's greatest fear, a piece of his dark side, takes out the disembodied Laserblast. But wait, roll Laserblast's dialogue for me.
It was all your fault, Gar.
While his voice gets distorted rather quickly, for a moment he sounds identical to the shadowy figure. At the same time, he doesn't sound too close to Venomous, but there is a similarity. That's because they are both voiced by Steve Ugg. Ooh, ugh. The plot thickens. So, out of these 2 things, we have 3 questions. 1. Is Venomous really Shadowy Figure? 2. Is Laserblast really Shadowy Figure? And 3. Is Venomous really Laserblast? Well, boy howdy, we need to answer those questions. That takes us to our thrilling segment where we form a hypothesis. Now let's compare Shadowy Figure, Professor Venomous, and Laserblast. All 3 of them are voiced by Steve Ugg. Now while this could mean a connection, keep in mind multiple characters on the show are voiced by the same people. For example, Ian J.Q. voices Rad, Daryl, Greg, Crinkly Winkly, and Cookie Man. Chris Noisi, also known as Kerberfer, a fan favorite web animator throughout public school, voices Nick Army, Neil, Purd, and Ernesto. Although you could argue Rad and Daryl parallels, along with Gar the Boxman, Enid to Shannon, etc., but let's not get into that right now. The point is, the same voice actor may not matter, but for the sake of this discussion in theory, let's say it does. In terms of physical appearance, Venomous and Shadowy Figure share the same face stubble, 3 spots in the same area, same square jaw, same nose, even same gesture in these shots. They also wear similar boots, although feet apparel doesn't have too much diversity in this series. Venomous is also a bioengineer, one who creates modified versions of organisms using biological techniques. Well, while he didn't technically modify him, Shadowy Figure did seem to know enough about T.K.O and how one's body works in the world of the show to awaken T.K.O. As we saw in the episode I Am Dendy, when T.K.O obtains Professor Venomous's PAL card, which at this point, that was no coincidence. It appears his power level was actually -7, although we can't see the full number for sure, whereas Shadowy Figure's PAL card at the end of T.K.O was revealed to actually be a -8. So while it's off by a single digit, in time passed between both those episodes, we haven't seen Venomous's PAL card update, so we still have to mark it up as an incompatible factor. Now let's compare Shadowy Figure to Laserblast, where Venomous is a tad more slender than Shadowy Figure, creating inconsistencies in the chest area, but Shadowy Figure and Laserblast's build actually adds up, same chest. But Shadowy Figure's arms aren't buff, and much slimmer than Laserblast. Just like Venomous though, they both share a square jaw, nose, and similar boots. But, points to Laserblast, both have the upper half of their face masked. Suspicious! Laserblast's power level on his PAL card is level 8, whereas Shadowy Figure is level -8. An exact parallel? Now let's compare Venomous to Laserblast head on. Same jaw, nose, similar builds, but Laserblast lacks Venomous's stubble, Venomous is slim, whereas Laserblast has muscle, and Laserblast's complexion is similar to that of Caucasian, while Venomous is purple. Also, Laserblast is level 8, while Venomous is assumably -7. So do I think Venomous is Laserblast? No. Do I think Venomous is a Shadowy Figure? No. Do I think Laserblast is Shadowy Figure? Oh yeah, baby. And there is a connection to Venomous. I believe they are related. Don't dislike and click off just yet. I swear this makes sense. It's somewhat become a trope in animated series. One relative is good, while the other is evil. Usually siblings. Monty, Uno, and father. And hell, isn't evil twin brother a trope all its own? For a show that exploits tropes to hell and back, you know OK.K.O is gonna tackle that at some point. So stick with me here. Laserblast and Venomous were twin brothers. explaining Steve Ogg playing the role of both characters, but their voices still being distinct from one another. Laserblast was a hero while Venomous was a villain. Laserblast joined Point and things were great for a while. Being close to his teammates, he would be aware of Carol's pregnancy and K.O. After all, she did say she left Point 6 to 11 years ago, and K.O., as we know, is 6 to 11 years old. When the Great Sandwich Incident happened, as we saw in Gar's nightmare-like realm projecting his fear, and various flashbacks in the series, Laserblast was left damaged, weakened, and furious, forming a grudge against Gar. Whatever happened with the sandwich and Gar, it left Laserblast bitter and sustaining injuries that was fatal to his career as a hero. Ashamed to face his fellow comrades, Laserblast fled. Oh, who to turn to? Well, Venomous may be evil, but he seems like a classy man. I doubt he'd shoo away family, and being a bioengineer, he'd be able to fix Laserblast right up, good as new. Actually, since it seems like Shadowy Figure had used K.O. as a pawn, maybe not good as new, but enough to be mobile. But at what price? Either the incident was enough to corrupt Laserblast's morals on its own, or Venomous brainwashed his brother in experimentation, turning him evil completely, creating the Shadowy Figure persona, and the two became allies. A new persona means a new POW card, but as the man formerly known as Laserblast was a hero, becoming a villain would turn that power level of 8 to a -8. Since Laserblast was close with Carol and aware she'd have a child, he'd inform Venomous in their grand scheme to exact revenge on Gar, and see Lakewood Plaza crumble. After all, in the episode We're Captured, Venomous had a peculiar reaction to K.O.
Wait a minute, is that K.O.?
So clearly he had prior knowledge of the boy. After this encounter, he would then inform Laserblast that Carol's child is now an active hero in training, under none other than Gar, the man who ruined his life. From there on, they keep a close eye on K.O. until it's time to strike, bringing us to present day. Although how they be aware of K.O.'s latent power and potential is a mystery for another time. So what's our hypothesis? Laserblast and Professor Venomous are brothers, but Laserblast was a hero while Venomous was a villain. After the sandwich incident involving Gar, Laserblast was severely injured and bitter, becoming a villain, turning his power level from an 8 to a -8. He allied with his brother, taking the alter ego of Shadowy Figure to conspire against the Plaza for his revenge. Man, that was a lot. And for a show of only 26 episodes, most of which seemingly one-off adventures with great morals on self-love and rolling with the punches, even I'm surprised. In conclusion, I surely do believe ENJQ is throwing us a curveball with the Venomous Shadowy Figure misdirect. It's far too obvious that Venomous is the identity of this new antagonist. And for ENJQ, someone who's been telling stories for over 13 years, I'm guessing his narrative skills are beyond that. I really can't wait to see more of Venomous, Point's mysterious past, the sandwich incident, and Shadowy Figure. All of which hopefully make a reappearance by season's end. Also more Dendy. We always need more Dendy. But as always, these are just my crackpot thoughts, and I'd love to hear yours. So let's get a discussion going in the comments. Who do you believe Shadowy Figure is? Venomous, Laserblast, or neither? Is it feasible they're siblings, or related in any sense? Leave your opinions down below. And if you want to get a conversation going beyond the comments, tweet to us at Roundtable Vids or me at AwestruckVox. Also, while you're at it, follow our other social media and crew. Those are in the description. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, and if you enjoyed this video as always, throw it a like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Links to anything and everything Roundtable in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and AwestruckVox signing out. This video has been powered by Patreon. If you want to give us some more support, head to patreon.com/roundtablevids, become a patron, and get some awesome perks. Thanks for watching another video on the Roundtable. If you want to get more involved with our community and watch videos from Let's Talk with Tom, VoxBox, and more, click the video right here. Or if you want to get some more of the animation goodness, watch some Crystal Clear or Meeting Monday, click the video right here. And please, don't forget to subscribe.